'Tis the season for giving, the season for receiving as well. And I'm going to share, I guess we're going to share some gift ideas with you today that will make excellent gifts for the rum and the cocktail connoisseur in your life. Or maybe you just want to blow some of your own cash on yourself, and that's cool. And like last year, I will not be doing this alone. Arminder from the Rum Revival is here with some of his favorite gifts for his favorite time of year. This is your favorite time of year, correct?
No, not at all. I'd say if I had to pick a favorite time of year, it's probably like Halloween time because deep inside, I'm like a goth, you know?
I'm not surprised. My favorite time of year actually is the fall. And in Northern California, fall, it's usually like early mid-October to like the first week of November. That's like all we get.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
It's just passed us by. So last year we did just rum. Just different bottles of rum. But this year, we thought that we could expand this to include rum as well as, I guess, anything else for the person who might be into spirits and cocktails. So there's no strict rules, but I did give you some pricing guidelines, which we both kind of ignored.
Oh, I did for sure.
But we did arrange these into pricing categories with $25 and under, $25 to $50, $50 to $100, $100 to $150, and $150 plus. These were the prices we found for these things online at the time of filming, but that may have changed or may change over time. All right, so first up, we've got gifts that are $25 or $25-ish and under, and you are my guest here, so why don't you share your first gift with everyone?
All right, so my first gift is a book. This is Rum, a Tasting Course by Ian Burrell. Now, if you're not familiar, Ian Burrell is the Global Rum Ambassador, which I think is like a self-given title. Like, I don't think there's like a governing body that's like handing out titles. Because
Is there?
I don't know, because if there is, I'd like a title. Do you want one too?
Well, yeah, I thought about this before, and I was like, oh, I could be like the rum ambassador of like the California East Bay, and then I met you, and I'm like, well, now I'm
that's awkward.
You know.
Yeah, I will say this, like, if they are giving away titles, given that
I think one or two.
Yeah, we'll take one or two. If it's Global Rum Ambassador, I'll take Regional Rum Reject. How's that?
Yeah, but that's the problem is like we live in the same region, so like
we could both be Regional Rum Rejects.
Co-regional rum.
I like
rejects?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the name of our podcast.
Okay. I guess that's an official announcement.
Yeah, I guess so. People have been asking.
We're middle-aged men, so
yeah, of course we're going to do a podcast together. Yeah. So I think this is just a great overview on rum, right? Especially if you're maybe new to rum or you want to do a fuller deep dive into it and you want to learn about rum's history, rum's production processes. This goes into individual countries and how they make rum. And what I love is that he features 100 different rums in here, talks about how they're made, but also gives tasting notes. Floral versus herbal versus rich or woody and all that. And it also covers cocktails. So a really kind of comprehensive look at the world of rum. And it's really nice, gorgeous, great pictures, great illustrations, easy breezy and portable.
I've not looked at this. This is the first time I've kind of seen it in person. What I like about it, which I think should be said more, is that there are some rum books out there, and the people, whoever made them, no disrespect, I have no idea who they are. And I know who this person is. So like there's someone that I feel like I can trust to learn more about rum, which I think when you're getting into this, you want to feel like you're being guided by the right person and not just some random person.
Totally. And he knows his stuff. So yeah, check it out.
The first gift that I'm going to share in the under $25 category is this odd looking contraption. I don't think you've ever seen it. This is a juicer. Okay.
What the heck?
Yes. This was gifted to me by a friend. Thank you, Nick. And I love the normal citrus juicer that I always use. It does the best job I found. But this, I mean, look how like you want to take this anywhere with you. It also, this is how I think about juicing. You can get a lot of leverage.
Ooh,
you know,
leverage, nice.
It can be a little bit messy. So just know that. But if you're looking for something that's like $8 to $12, you can find this on Amazon. There is, I'm not recommending a brand because it's one of those Amazon things that is made in China somewhere and there's a dozen brands. And whenever you get on Amazon, there will be like a different brand making this. Sometimes I don't, the big aluminum one I have, I don't like to wash it. And this one I just use, throw in the dishwasher. So if you're looking for a new, easy citrus juicer, It's kind of cool and just a different style that I'd never seen before.
So when I'm drinking rum, right, sometimes I like to drink out of fancy glassware like a Glencairn and really kind of get into what it smells like, what it tastes like, and be precious about it. But sometimes I just want to enjoy my rum. And I found that I really enjoy drinking rum out of these Veladora glasses. These are from Mexico. Our friends in the agave world drink mezcal from this all the time. Okay. And I've created this habit of now drinking unaged cane juice rums out of this. It's just, to me, the fact that it's simple, it's clean, it's, there's very something sleek about it. Yeah. And I love the idea of drinking a clear spirit out of a clear glass. Sure, this doesn't have your favorite sports team on it or the Las Vegas skyline on it. Yeah. But because of that, I almost think like you'll find yourself using it more than anything else, like just the simplicity of it.
They look super cool. I like the ridges on them and the sizing. And
the thing is, like, what I found is why I enjoy this is because, one, it's not the shape of it's not going to be conducive to like the aroma of it all, right? Yeah. So you're really using this in a casual setting with family and friends where it's all about just connecting. And yeah, you're enjoying the beverage here, but this kind of forces you to kind of be, focus on the moment and not worry too much about what you're drinking. That's why, though, you like put a rum agricole in here or a claret, which is very flavorful, a lot of flavor. And you're gonna you'll notice that, but you're just not being overly fussy about it. And there's something about that.
There is something about a Glencairn which feels like work needs to be done. Like I gotta take notes and I have to like pay attention here. I'm not just enjoying something, and there's a level of casualness to that I think is pretty enticing.
Absolutely, and the beauty of it is you have a couple. So these go for around like $25-ish for 4 or 6 of them, depending on where you find them. And the size, I think they're about 2.5 ounces or 2.7 ounces each, and they're a great size for snackeries too.
Oh yes, that is the perfect size. Yeah. Now, speaking of tasting glasses, I have my own tasting glass to bring in here. They're Libby, which everyone kind of should know. Libby, they make kind of everything. It's the whiskey, the bourbon whiskey trail glasses, and they're kind of like Glencairns, but not the same. And the one thing to say about Glencairns is if you ever tried a spirit in a Glencairn next to one not in a Glencairn, they do work. Like they can hold that aroma in kind of an incredible way. And these have that style. I like that they're a little bigger, they're less delicate. And the story behind why I have these, I don't know if you know this story, you were there, is that you were doing an event at Last Rites. Yeah. You were doing, I think, your first rum tasting event.
You came out, which I really appreciate that.
Had to go. And they were pouring in these glasses. And I remember huddling like, these glasses are pretty cool. They're different. I'd never seen these before. And there's this tiny print underneath, which says, Kentucky whiskey trail. And we were in a dark bar, trying to figure out what adventure bar, trying to figure out. We figured out what it was. Ended up buying a set of them, and they've been like super cheap recently, like under like $20, $25. I have a bunch now, so I can do more tastings with them. And I just like they're a lot more robust than a Glencairn. But same thing, like just it's like looks. Like I want something that looks cool. Absolutely. Yours look really cool. These are a little bit less pretentious than the Glencairns.
They're cute as hell.
Yeah, and yours stack. These kind of stack.
That works for sure.
Yeah, if you're trying, you have a smaller space there. So I'm not saying that these are like replacements for Glencairns if you're trying to really like nose your drink, but they're cool and they're pretty cheap for a set of 4. All right, so we have one more gift from our Minder if you're looking to spend under $25.
So, sometimes there's a time and place to be drinking rum, and sometimes it's not the appropriate time. Maybe it's 5 a.m. Maybe you're at your kid's soccer practice, and people
Is that not?
Society kind of looks down upon that. So
that's what they have those Stanley cups for.
Sure, exactly, yeah, right. But if you want to be out and open about it, maybe that's not something you should do. But if you still want to consume rum, then my recommendation would be instead of drinking rum, how about eating it? What I have here are 3 different chocolate bars that are obviously made with chocolate, but also made with rum.
Oh, wow.
All 3 of them are from different countries, rum-producing countries. What I have here is definite chocolate. This is chocolate made from cacao beans from the Dominican Republic, and also rum from the Dominican Republic, specifically rum from Burrell.
Oh, okay. So like a rum that we most people like know of.
Totally. This isn't like generic rum flavoring. This is all chocolate bars made with actual rum.
That's way cooler than just like like they bought bulk rum and just like dumped it into their chocolate.
Well, even some, I mean, I bet a lot of chocolate flavored rum or rum flavored chocolate is just like, who knows what it's not actually rum.
Yeah,
right?
no, I get that.
Yeah. So I also have Manoa chocolate. They make chocolate from cacao beans out in Hawaii. And what they've done here specifically is taken cacao nibs and soaked them in rum from Kohana. Kohana is a great distillery out in Oahu, and they make cane juice rums, and they've soaked those cacao nibs in there for some amount of time and then processed those nibs to make chocolate with.
And just the artwork there, I love that sort of stuff. Like, that's such a cool gift. I mean, and Kohana from Hawaii.
Last but not least, but one I'm really excited about is chocolate from Jamaica. Now, I love Jamaican rum, as I'm sure you do as well. And Pure Chocolate Company is based out of Jamaica. They make Jamaican chocolate. But what's great about this is not only is it Jamaican chocolate, it's also made with Jamaican rum, specifically rum from Worthy Park. And extra specifically, it's made from Worthy Park Select.
Okay, that's even cooler because now there's a lot you could do with it, but now the rum in there.
Yeah.
So that's much cooler than just like, oh, this is like a rum chocolate. I don't. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to make like a rum cake, like a bundt cake, which I always liked that. It wasn't like foreshadowing. I think it was just like probably a tablespoon of rum.
Yeah.
And outside of that, I've only really eaten rum like one other time. Can you guess the time?
Now, Derek has never had rum balls before. And that's okay. And he's still getting used to the idea of. And the great thing is each of these are like $10 to $12, so super kind of like affordable, great little stocking stuffers to give someone.
All right, next up are the gifts that are $25 to $50. I'll start this off and I'll include our first rum from the day, which is the Worthy Park Overproof rum. And this is a new rum.
Yeah.
It is something I have not spent much time with personally.
Not in this bottle,
but I have spent some time with you in this bottle. We did a video together a couple months ago, like a Overproof showdown, and it was my favorite of the Overproofs. It was, you loved, I think, every single cocktail it was in.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It's a little bit more approachable than Rumfire or even like Ray and Nephew. There's still a lot there.
Oh, for sure. And it has this really nice that Worthy Park banana note.
Yeah,
delicious.
It has that like in a good way, artificially banana thing going on, which I think we often like. But if I was out there right now, for me personally, and I didn't have a Jamaican Overproof, I would get this over everything else. Even though I love Ray and Nephew, I love Rumfire.
I mean, also look at this label. That is fantastic. That is gorgeous. The bottle shape, the label. These
new bottles too are some of my favorites. Each time I've killed, which not too many, a Worthy Park 109, I save it. I also love the fact for you're doing syrups and stuff that it's a screw top and not a cork. I know it's like cost cutting there to do it, but like for me to use this bottle to put something else in because it's nice and slender and fits under the bar. So it's an excellent tasting rum. It also just looks awesome. And if you're a fan of Worthy Park anything, then this would be like the one Worthy Park that's super affordable that I would encourage anyone to get if they're trying to dip their toe into that Overproof category.
And it's pretty widely available. Speaking of Worthy Park, earlier I mentioned the Worthy Park chocolate. Why not gift someone a rum and chocolate pairing by taking the Worthy Park Select chocolate and giving them Worthy Park Select?
That makes a lot of sense. It's also kind of an affordable gift. I don't know the retail price of this. It's
30-ish?
I think it's like, 30 or just under 30. Yeah. But if you're looking for 100% pot still, Jamaican rum, the fact that it goes with the chocolate, that's kind of a no-brainer.
It's kind of a fun experience. And again, that Worthy Park bottle, the Worthy Park label, love that.
I have another rum, which is the Equiano, but the Equiano Light. Now, this rum was created by the author of, I think, the first gift we had today, which is Ian Burrell. So it's all tied together. People might be familiar with the Equiano, the kind of normal one, the first one they came out with. The light version is an excellent daiquiri rum. We tried this in a video we did, which is like more flavorful light rums. It was my favorite. It has this nice fruitiness. You had brought up like an apricot stone fruit thing. Right. And if you're looking for a more flavorful light rum, this is one of the best, in my opinion. It gets to be, when you're looking at these rums, like kind of expensive for these light rums, but I feel like maybe we should kind of get our heads around the fact that like really good light rums can cost a little bit more.
Absolutely,
and that's
yeah.
totally fine.
And the cool thing is this is a blend of rums from Barbados and Mauritius. And, there's some amount of Mauritius rums that comes around, but like in a light kind of rum, not so much. I think it's really cool to have that kind of specific blend. So the next gift that I have is the Aged and or Bottle Flight. So this is a carrying case, plus inside you've got 4 3-ounce glass bottles or sample size bottles that are covered in silicone. So if you are traveling and you want to take some rum with you and you're worried about them like breaking, and this is super secure. I've traveled with this so much, and this is great because if you're flying or driving and you're going someplace that might not have nice rum and you want to drink some quality rum, this is great. You can put 3 ounces in each one, so you can travel with 12 ounces of rum. I have flown with this. Apparently these are TSA compliant, so I've
okay.
Yeah.
You sent me a link to this,
Yeah.
and I thought, I was like, we're gonna have to have like a disclaimer here because this can't be legal. That you can just put booze that's been opened in here. Not that you shouldn't be able to, but just because of our laws and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to the website because you sent me a link. They had a little thing that said TSA, click this info. I don't know if you've read that. We have to talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about
this.
I thought I read it, but
This is from the TSA.
Okay.
The TSA.
Okay.
It says, want to bring some air sodas on your next flight? That's cool with us. Whether you're traveling with craft beer, cougar juice, or hard liquor, we've got you covered. Don't be absent-minded
oh my gosh.
and make poor, P-O-U-R, choices.
My God.
I found this to be kind of weird,
Yeah.
but it was written by Jay Wagner, who appears to be some type of TSA blogger. And this is official. This was from June 2019 TSA. So, so the next time you want to bring some air sodas or your cougar juice, you could use this. It's compliant.
Yeah, you're technically not allowed to open this stuff on the flight kind of thing, but you're allowed to carry it on with you. I've had a few times where the TSA agents ask me what's in there, and I tell them it's rum, and some of them get excited, like, oh, could I have some? Kind of thing.
Is it Captain Morgan?
Yeah, that kind of thing. What's great is also it comes with a marker, so you can actually write down, what it is, which is kind of fun.
All right, next up is for all of the cool people, the hip people out there. Which I'm barely into this, but it's a vinyl record or a double vinyl record.
Whoa.
This is exotic themes from the silver screen. Now, if you're not familiar, this is from Michael Giacchino, and I happen to love Michael Giacchino. Guess what? Michael Giacchino is into tiki. For those of you that don't know, Michael Giacchino is a Hollywood composer. He got kind of started and well known. Well, I guess he started on like video games first.
Oh, okay.
And then his first kind of like big break was with J.J. Abrams doing the Lost themes and Lost music. Then doing Star Trek. He's done Star Wars. He's done a bunch of Pixar stuff. So there's themes, like his themes that he is composed and created are redone in the exotic style. So your Les Baxter, your Arthur Lyman, the vibraphone type stuff. This is still available. This is $40. I checked. I've had this for a couple months now. I would play it for you now, but we cannot because we will get a copyright strike. He's basically like our generation's John Williams, even though John Williams is our generation's John Williams.
Yep.
So if you're into like Disney, Pixar, Lost, Star Wars, Star Trek, Jurassic Park, is there anything else he hasn't really touched? So one of my favorite composers of all time has an exotic album. I don't want to encourage anyone to not get this, but this is also on streaming. So you can find this on
Try before you buy.
Apple Music, Podcast, or wherever you stream your music, I guess.
So the first rum that I'm going to recommend is a rum to give to someone who's maybe new on their rum journey, or maybe is into scotches or agave spirits, and maybe they want 1 or 2 rums in their collection. And that would be the Shakara 12 year. This is a rum from Thailand. It's 12 years old. It's made from molasses. And the reason why I recommend this, there's actually a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I mean, look at this thing, right? Gorgeous label, awesome. Right? Anything you're giving someone a gift and it's like a bottle of alcohol and they're maybe not like really hardcore into that particular spirit, I think having a nice bottle or label goes such a long way, right? It really kind of wows them. And this definitely does that, the beautiful gold and the green. And then of course it's got the age statement, right? It's a 12-year-old rum and people value an age statement. Again, if they're not really in the know about spirits or rum, then if they get something that says 12 years or 15 years, that's going to impress them. And then, of course, the Thailand of it all, right? A lot of folks, myself included, hadn't really had Thai rum ever, right? So to get a gift from a region that they've never had any alcohol from, that's pretty impressive. It gives them this sense of discovery, sense of exploration.
And rum is a global spirit. We talk about that all the time, but we don't often experience all of the different regions and everywhere that makes rum. So the very few people that you're going to come across have probably experienced rum from Thailand. I don't think I've probably ever had it, unless maybe one or two times tasting at a bar when I may have not been paying attention, but having a bottle of it, it's beautiful color combination bottle.
Yeah, and the thing I didn't really talk about, which I probably should have led with, is this is delicious. And this is a very rummy rum, and I think a lot of people who maybe aren't into rum, they want their rum to taste rummy, you know, and that's a kind of a indefinable term, but you know, there's a molassesy, brown sugary kind of note to it. But this has a little bit of a floral or botanical element that just adds a little bit of like nuance to it and depth, and it's fantastic in a rum old fashioned.
So my selection in this category in the $50 to $100 range is a book. And I like to be prepared for things, I like to prepare for videos, unlike Arminder here. And one of the ways I can be prepared is by double checking with the Oxford Companion to Spirits and Cocktails. It's a book by David Wondrich and Noah Rothbaum. And it is a combination of a dictionary and an encyclopedia. When I first got it, I went to the index straight away. Wow. Which doesn't exist because it's not in it. It's an encyclopedia. You just go to the letters that you want and you look up whatever you're trying to look up. And there's a bunch of reasons why I really have grown to love this the more I have it and use it. Obviously, you and I make things for people to consume on the internet, and we try to do the best research we can. And it sounds maybe a little dumb, but like the internet is often wrong.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And even people you might trust is wrong. So having a resource, a book that you can actually open up and check to see what is the last word cocktail. And it will tell you right here, it's a pre-Prohibition era cocktail that is greatly overrated by the people who make it all the time. If you're not familiar with David Wondrich is the preeminent cocktail historian of all time. Oh, yeah. And he has excellent books as well. But this book also is not just David Wondrich. He uses other people to give their expertise. So sometimes you're going to look something up about a cocktail. Maybe it's the Mary Pickford, and Beach Bum Berry did the insert on that. Or you want to know all about the history of the Bahama Mama, and Martin Kate has written about that, and many other people in the cocktail world.
And there's actually a lot of great sections on rum, like deep dives into rums, everything from a broad level, specific regions, production processes, as well as like tiki stuff as well.
Yeah, tons of stuff, like almost every category you can think of. And the Oxford Companion is like a series of other dictionary encyclopedias that just cover specific topics. And this is obviously the one that you and I care about the most. It's spirits and cocktails. So it can be expensive. It can be anywhere like up to $75, but you might find it sometimes. I think right now online it's about $50. Next, we're doing $100 to $150. And I will tell you, this is where I am going to cap out on rums that I'm going to buy, because I'm using stuff mainly for cocktails. And I think that this first one, which is the El Dorado High Ester, might be one of my favorite rums of all time. I feel like there was not a ton of hype around it. There was like a little bit of hype. Some people had bottles of this earlier in 2024, influential people.
And those people may have said it was like their favorite rum of the year so far.
They may have
said that.
They may have and added to the fuel to the fire. Yeah. And those people may have given me a sample, which I was able to put in my Thai, and I thought it was great. And then as the rum started being rolled out in late summer of this year, I thought like it's $120 to $140. Like I'm just not interested in spending that on a rum. And the problem was I bought a bottle. after having like 1 or 2 cocktails, I got a second bottle because this is not going to be around forever, most likely. And it is an excellent expression of Demerara rum in general. It's high ester, but that doesn't mean funky. So anyone thinking that this is going to be like a Jamaican funky rum, it's not. It's its own thing. And I found that it works so well in cocktails.
And to me, how I describe it is this is the version of El Dorado 15 year that you've always wanted, right? El Dorado 15 year is 40% ABV maybe, right? And this is 57. It's got all those flavors that you love, but bigger, bolder, and tastier.
Hopefully in the future, they do more releases like this.
Supposedly, this is the first of 9 high ester blends.
And this is a specific mark, so we should anticipate that all the other ones will be different. Yeah. I don't know, I'm excited for those coming up. I feel I gotta get them.
You gotta catch them all.
But this is a gift guide, and the gift guide can also be for people that want to give us gifts.
Ah, that's right. Yes, please send more of these bottles to us.
Yes, whoever you are. Now, this isn't available to everyone, so and this might not be the thing for you if you're not necessarily into El Dorado or Demerara rums.
Sure.
So if you want to spend the same amount of money, you can get Appleton 21. This is a bottle I've never owned before. It's open, I haven't tried it yet. And this is the same bottle as the other ones, but sturdy with like a very heavy cap to it. It's the oldest Appleton estate that you can get that's year-round available. It's about $130, $140, which is a lot to be using in a Mai Tai, but
hey, you're worth it.
You're worth it. It looks cool on the bar.
Sure does.
That's why I got it, to be honest. All right, next up's our final category, $150 plus. Arminder, kick us off.
All right, so this is really for the real kind of hardcore rum nerd or rum lover in your life. Now, last year, they may have bought or been gifted this box here. This is from Hampden Estate. This is their 8 marks collection. This features all 8 of Hampden's marks or base distillates that they make all unaged. And what's great about this was that you could try each one and see how the differences in fermentation affect the overall flavor and aroma. But now this year, they've released this red box here. It's the 8 marks collection, but the difference is it's the same 8 rums, but now they've been aged 1 year in ex-bourbon casks. So I think it's a great gift to give someone who already has this set, because now what they can do is by having both of them, they can taste and compare how that 1 year of aging affects that base distillate. And it's just a great learning experience, a sensory experience to see what that actually does to each of these individual marks.
I've had this now for over a year.
And you haven't opened a single
one because I've been there's a level of it that is like, well, once you do, you gotta do the thing.
Yeah, right.
And as someone who makes videos, I'm like thinking about how do you make a video for it, and I have to make a video for it. So I've been kind of putting it off, but I do want to get to it. I'm gonna get to it soon. Yeah. Hopefully by the time they come out with the 2-year or the 5-year,
probably, yeah.
This is something like, I'm happy we're talking about it, even though I haven't shared this yet, because we would love to encourage like any other distillery to do this.
100%.
What if Appleton Estate was like, here's our core lineup in 200 milliliter bottles for you to taste. What if Worthy Park did the same thing?
God. Unbelievable. That'd be so good.
We're all, I think, that are into this willing to spend $150, $200 for something like that. Yeah. I love that you and others are like talking about this more, because we want to see more people doing something like this.
I mean, there's clearly an appetite, and people will spend the money to buy things like this to learn about the differences, nuances. Clearly, consumers are all about that, and I think kudos to Hampden for doing that, for offering something like this. And yeah, we just want to see more of that from other producers. And I will say, having done this now, compared them, it was such an amazing experience. And I will say, I have a video out where we're live, where I've kind of gone through. And in some cases, it's very clear what the differences that 1 year of aging are. In other cases, not so much. So I think it's a really unique experience to try them. And
Can you still find this?
They're still around. Yeah, there's still plenty around.
If you want to start with the OG original, you can still find it.
Yeah, and if you really like, and these are, I think the age set goes for around 180 to 190. This was a little cheaper because it's unaged. So I think these go for around 130 to 150. So again, great gift if you're feeling especially spendy for someone who doesn't have this. Buy them both for $300+. Trust me, they will never forget that gift. It will be something that they'll remember for a very long time.
All right, final gift is from me, and here's what I want to say. I think the greatest gift you could give someone is friendship. And we've been doing this now for over a year now, and What can I say about I'm just kidding. I have a real gift. Hold on a minute. I got to get it. It's
I was like, oh, this is going to get really awkward. Nice. That's perfect.
And my final gift is the Ninja SLUSHi machine. I couldn't resist. I don't buy much rum over the price range here, so it didn't really seem fitting to do this. I've been using this a lot. This is not a gift that is for everyone. You have to be like into slushies and making your own slushies. But I've found it's pretty useful. I started a second channel that's only devoted so far to making slushies, and I love it. I think if you're trying to make slushies, it's the best one. I've used a giant machine now, which is so challenging to use. There's nothing else for the consumer level that comes out. This is like $300.
Okay.
So it's pricey, but if you love slushies, then this is the only thing out there for your entry-level consumer. If you want reviews on it, I have other videos. I wouldn't encourage anyone to just buy this after me telling them right now. Go do some research on it, see if you're gonna
watch
like
your videos.
it. Watch my videos. There's other people too that have made videos you might want to watch to check out. This isn't the last gift. I have one more gift.
Okay.
It's a gift for you, but you can't take it with you.
Okay.
Remember, this is for you.
Okay. What the hell is this?
It's for us.
For us. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I like the bow tie. Bow ties are cool.
Yeah. Why don't you give it a little whiff?
Is that like rum fire? Maybe.
Okay. You're getting warmer.
Okay. Is it rum firewalker?
That is a rum firewalker.
Nice.
That's been calibrated.
Oh, are we making a slushie with it?
We're gonna make a rum firewalker slushie.
Hell yeah.
Roll the B-roll. All right, Arminder, it's a rum firewalker slushie. I got to imagine this has never been done.
I don't think so.
So let's see if it holds up. Cheers.
I'm super excited. Cheers, man. It's got the flavors. It is the flavor of a rum firewalker for sure.
It's not super sweet. It's rum fire with cinnamon and Campari. Like that's.
You get the Campari, you get the cinnamon, and you get the rum fire.
It looks like Christmas in a
Oh, it
glass.
does.
Holiday
Yeah.
season.
There you go.
So Jason Alexander, the creator of the rum firewalker,
You used to put this on the menu, like this version. Yeah.
for the maybe the first time ever, the rum firewalker slushie.
Okay, so I have a little bit of a gift for you as well, Derek, and it's going to use a couple of the things that I put together for this video. So we're going to first take our shot glasses, our Bellador glasses, and we're going to take our aged and or bottle flight. I'm going to actually take this one rum here, and we're going to do a shot.
Let's do it.
Ask you to, obviously after the shot, guess what you think that might be.
Okay.
So we're going to test
Taking
it
a
out.
shot or are we sipping?
Cheers, bud.
I don't know. Can I get some hints here? Is it expensive?
Yeah, a little bit. Guess country of origin.
Oh man. Uniqueness to it that makes me think it's something I don't know. But the initial thing I thought was like, that's kind of like Barbados, like a generalized sense.
What if I were to tell you it's from Jamaica? And what if I were to tell you it was aged 17 years?
Oh my god. You
Yeah. Appleton, 17-year-old legend.
I just shot the legend?
You sure did, bud. Well, you could have the rest if you want to shoot that back now, or if you want to make a 1 ounce, slightly less than 1 ounce Mai Tai, you're more than welcome to.
And making Mai Tai is what we did. 2 Mai Tais, splitting the base with Dorado High Ester, one with Appleton Estate 17, the other with Appleton Estate 21. The video of us tasting it will be on Patreon. The link will be below, and it will be free to watch. All right, so that's it for this one. The 2024 rum cocktail gift guide. Thanks so much to Arminder for coming over and doing this once again.
Thanks for having me.
People could find you on YouTube, correct?
Yeah, at The Rum Revival.
So if you enjoyed this video for this year's rum guide, please give this video a like below. Subscribe to this channel. Go subscribe to Arminder's channel. We'll see you on the next one. Happy holidays and happy new year. Peace.